Assalamu alaikum everybody, this is my third video and I still have a crappy laptop cam. But anyway, this video was made like to show, oh my god, this hijab makes me look fat. This video is to tell my story of how I reverted to Islam. I get this question a lot and I decided like to really talk about it this time. So, okay, a quick catch up. The new law is freaking me out. Yesterday I needed to do a homework in Wikipedia and it was not working because of the strike they went in, which is cool because they don't agree with this law and I don't agree either, but really I needed to get my homework done. Anyway, I have a pair of new glasses and okay, let's get to the point. So how I reverted to Islam. The way I embraced Islam was a bit complicated, a bit of faith, a bit of, I don't know, well, many types of stuff. First, I started reading about Islam. Well, after 9/11, my parents told me that Muslims were like atrocious retrogrades who beat their wives up, and that the wives needed to eat the leftovers of their men. So that was kind of funny, but anyway, when I was like 12, my parents got divorced, and my family was really made of really devoted Catholics. Well, they're still devoted Catholics, and they told me, using their double standard, that I should prevent my parents' divorce, and that I was responsible from that. And as I didn't do much because it was not my business, they told me that I was being away from God, I was going astray and all that, which was not cool, of course, because I was only 12. Anyway, I felt really bad, and I said, screw religion, I'm gonna get as far from religion as I can. I started listening to heavy metal, yeah. And I started being like really dark. Many people cannot picture me that way, but I was when I was 12 or 13. I started loving Celtic culture, because my favorite genre of music was Celtic metal and folk metal. And then when one day when I was like talking to my cousin, he asked me, he was going to be a priest in the Vatican, he asked me, please give a religion another chance, and it seemed legit for me. So I said, okay, I will give it a chance. So I gave it a chance, but still the Gospels at the Mass didn't make any sense. Many of the things he told me like were not true. People he defended, saying that they were saints and they were holy men, happened to be pedophiles. You know who I'm talking about, then good for you. I started seeing many inconsistencies, and the truth is that I didn't believe. But then one day I was researching about Celtic culture and I wanted to get some books. I was around 14 and I didn't find any books at the bookstore, and my mother told me, take that one, and it was The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. And I said, no, that one looks boring, I don't like it, I don't want to take it. And my mother says, come on, take that one, it's speaking to me. And I said, okay, let's give it a chance. So I bought it. I didn't read it for like 6 months, and then after when I was bored one night, I started reading it. I read it in 1 weekend. It made me weep like a whale. Yeah, whales weep. And that was the first real approach that I had to Islam. After that, I started researching more about Islam, since then, since I reverted, that book is my favorite book like ever, because that made me find Islam. So I started researching about Islam. I started reading more. I started talking to people, and coexisting with Muslims showed me that Islam is really a religion of peace, and how Muslims, for the sake of Islam, would help you not expecting anything in return, and that really got me, and that really made me feel comfortable. So I started telling my mother that I was going to revert when I was like 15, and she said, no, you're not doing anything. Then I found a friend who was like Palestinian but born in Kuwait and living in Jordan. Anyway, he was a mess, and he helped me with books, with easy readings, with explanations, how to understand Islam better. And I became more and more convinced. And actually, he was very patient with me, because I was sometimes very stubborn. Sometimes I didn't want to know about religions again, but he always like kept calm and supported me. One day, I told my mother it's my decision. I am going to revert when I was 16. I told her that. She said, no, you're not doing it. And I remember watching a video in YouTube about an a British sort of priest who had been expelled, and he went to Cairo, and then he found Islam, and with tears in his eyes he recited Shahada. And I wanted to feel that, because I had never felt so much faith in something that it brought tears to my eyes, and I wanted to really experience that, and I thought that it was not possible. But one day I approached my mother and I told her I am going to revert, and I did it with tears in my eyes, because I was really feeling peaceful. So then I found sort of a mentor from Medina, and he guided me. I took a Shahada with him. And of course I was crying and feeling tears of joy, and feeling that I had been born again. That was really awesome, because I had never felt that before. That night I remember I went to sleep so peacefully. But then I figured out that the only intentions of this, I think he was a sheikh, or he was not really a sheikh, but anyway, of this guy in Medina, was that he wanted only to speak bad about Shia, and that's not what Islam is about. Islam is actually about coexistence, about yourself with Allah, and you are not the one who judge whether Shia or Sunni or Sufi are better Muslims than you. It's God. So if you're certain about your Islam, that's completely cool. Just stay in that road. So I stopped talking to him, and now here I am, and that's the story of how I reverted to Islam. I tried to learn more, and I still have some Christian elements because I'm shy to take them off, because they were gifts from my parents in my room, like this angel here. I think you see it there, and I also have a salmon there, okay, and I painted it myself. So, ma salama.